So I'm doing a video here because I think this is truly, truly important for those coming into the NFT space and even those who currently exist in the NFT space because there's a lot of craziness going on out there. And I think it's because it's new, people are trying different things, and I get that. But when you're dealing with money or you're dealing with other people's money, we need to, even though it's art and there's a lot of cool things you can do in the NFT market, it still needs to be treated like a business. If you're buying or going into projects, you need to treat it like you're buying the stock of a company. If you are creating an NFT project, you need to treat it like you're starting a business. And so I'm going to do a series of 5 videos on what I think is important for developing or purchasing an NFT project. And this is just my opinion, of course, and this is not financial advice. And you have to do your own research out there. You'll see everybody talk about do your own research, but really think about these aspects when you get into either building or purchasing an NFT project, because there are some things out there that I kind of question, like why would I invest in that? Why would I give you my money? This is if you're looking to invest in NFTs. If you're doing it for the art because you like the art, perfect, then this video is not in that situation. If you are interested in supporting somebody because you personally know them or you've gained some trust and you really want to support somebody, this is not necessarily for you, but it's still good to understand these guidelines that I'm going to put out. So there are 5 things that I look for when dealing with NFTs before I will even invest even a penny, even when it came to VeeFriends, which I highly, highly liked and really did my research. But these are the things I look for. And I'm going to go into them into more detail in each video. So the first one is clarity. And the other thing I'm going to be talking about is leadership. The third thing is community. Fourth is the utility or the value. And fifth is the art. And I'm going to start with clarity today. Tomorrow I'll talk about leadership, or I'll put videos out there for these different topics so that they can be digestible. First of all, clarity. Clarity is so important. If you're hiding something, and I'm not talking about in some of these projects, you don't want to give all of your secrets away because it kind of loses its surprisiness, right? But you still have to be clear about what you're doing. You can't be hiding who your leaders are. I mean, imagine you walking up to a store and someone saying, you're walking down the street, somebody says to you, hey, would you want to buy what I have behind this blanket or this sheet? Let's say it's a big building and they covered it up so you don't know what's behind there. Will you pay me $500 to $200 to purchase whatever's inside there? Most likely you wouldn't, because you have no idea what's behind there. But if you could see as much as possible, the more likely you will be able to make an educated decision. And so clarity is important. It should be very clear who the leaders are. Nobody should be hiding who the leaders are of a company. Imagine that. Imagine you don't know who's behind this company. In some cases we don't, because there's so many different levels. But at some point we need to know who's running the show here, who's calling the shots, or whom. Not maybe just one person, maybe it's many people. Who are these people? A community. we need to know, and that's probably the most visible, is the community in the NFT space. Community needs to be there. Without the community, you don't have a project. Utility and value. What are we getting? Why do you need to hide what we're getting? If you want to, I can understand having some surprises, but in order for me to say $500, that you want my $500 and you're not telling me what's going on here, why would I do that? Why would I give you money, my hard-earned money to you, and you don't want to tell me anything? Or you want to tell me 2 weeks before? I want to know upfront, what am I getting and what am I paying for? And then finally, the art. The art is probably the most appealing, and for businesses, it would be marketing. What sets this apart? And I also include in art there, what makes this unique, right? What makes this, and that could be part of value too. They kind of interplay. So what is it that makes this project special? So clarity is very important. People put out things out there, and I think they do a pretty good job explaining what they're trying to do. But as an investor, not somebody who's just interested in the art, as an investor, I want to dig deep into, what do you want my money for? What are you doing with my money? There's a reason that we have the SEC. I know we're moving to decentralized, and that's what NFT is about, but we still need to be clear. And that's what the SEC does, or tries to do, is to make clarity on things. That's why we have these governances. And I'm not saying we need to get that into the NFT world, but this is a caution for those who want to build a community and those who want to buy an NFT project or buy into. Because eventually, if too many people get burned, this NFT thing is not going to go okay. And people are going to be scared of it, not get into it. It's only going to take longer. And then to get into a project just becomes so much harder. So be clear. Be clear of what you're going to show up front. Be clear about who the leaders are. Be clear about what's the community's role. Be clear about what the art is. And I believe the community in the art's pretty clear. But if somebody asks you a question, make sure there's something there for them to see. Like, I want to know, if I buy into this project, what am I getting? I don't want a surprise egg. I don't want a surprise egg and there possibly be nothing there. I don't want to invest my money and then hope. I mean, in any case, it doesn't matter who's running it, all these things could be in place. And I guess that would be my final note for today. All these components could be in place, but at the end of the day, it still could be a scam. So make sure that if you're doing things, that you're clear on all the things I'm going to be talking about, but also be clear about what you can afford to put into the NFT project, because it doesn't matter who it is out there. They could spend 20 years of their lives building up trust and rapport just for this one moment to run away with money. It's a possibility. I'm not saying people are out there, but it's a possibility, and you must keep that in your mind. So when you're dealing with your money, you have to say, okay, I'm putting this into, it's even the stock market. It doesn't matter. Companies go bankrupt. NFT projects go deflated. Communities lose their confidence in it. Boom. That's it. Once the community loses confidence in something, or clarity is not there, you should be very scared and walk away. If projects and everybody is not clear on anything, you should walk away. Let me clarify anything. If they're not clear on the majority of things. I understand sprinkling in some surprises. I get that. There's got to be something to look forward to, some sort of boom, so that when you work up to it, it's like, whoa, yes. It's like having the sale and then really confirming the sale and saying you made a solid choice because boom. But I should feel confident even before that. I should feel confident that I don't have to wait for the surprise for me to feel comfortable in giving you my money. I should already know what I'm getting for my money and feel comfortable giving it to you because I know I know what I'm getting back. And I'll explain this with VeeFriends, and then I'm going to end this video because it's already long enough. With VeeFriends, Gary Vee came out, and if you were part of the Discord, he was clear about everything. He was clear, and I'm going to use this as our case study because I hold this project to very high standards, and it sets the standards for everything else that I see. Gary Vee said, this project is for VCon. Like if you buy this NFT, not this project, if you buy this NFT, you get tickets for the next 3 years that I host VCon. It's going to be out of this world, and it's a 3 to 4 day event. And only the people who have this NFT is able to go to the concert. Now, he could have lied, and then we would have been out of our money. But assuming that we trusted this guy, we knew right away that we could do some math in our head and say, okay, here's what he's going to sell it for, about, because he told us the price up front. He didn't wait 2 weeks before to be like, oh, this is how much it's going to cost. He told us way ahead of time. He's like, make sure you have 0.5 ETH, a half an ETH in your wallets by the time go live comes. He told us months ahead of time. All these projects 2 weeks before telling me when you're going to release the price. You should already know. That to me right there means you don't have a good business plan. You haven't thought this through. You're testing something out. Or at least, I mean, not all the time. I mean, for the majority, if I'm thinking, okay, do I invest in this? I'm thinking, if you can't tell me how much I'm going to buy this today, then you haven't thought this through to the end already. And Gary Vee talks a lot about reverse engineering. But he told us right away what he was going to tell us, what he couldn't tell us, and what we were getting right up front. There was nothing. We knew who the leader was. We knew, we were clear about what it was going to cost us. We knew how many followers he had. We knew how many people came over to the Discord that he was going to release information to. We knew what we were getting without any other promise of anything else. We knew what this was for. We knew what we were getting exactly, and we could calculate whether it was worth the return or not. And then the art itself was not that great, but we also knew that this guy was powerful enough and had the ability to get artists that would sort of upgrade the artwork. I mean, I like Gary Vee. His artwork wasn't the best, but I don't think that was the goal here. The goal was to create an original, and I loved how he did that. Because if we think about the original Mickey Mouse compared to what Mickey Mouse looks like today, completely different. We knew that he had the power or the ability to grab people that could do that. So now we have the original sketch from the original leader, which was perfect. So I'm going to leave that today with this. Tomorrow or the next video is going to be about leadership. Please take in consideration what I'm saying here, because it's so important before you throw your money away. And this is important information for people who are looking to launch projects. Please, please, please treat this as a business. Be very clear up front on everything, and sprinkle in some surprises that people don't even know is going to you don't even have to tell them that they're surprises. You should not have to tell them surprises for them to come purchase your NFT, to be part of the project. The project itself should already provide the value, and somebody should know exactly what they're going to get. and then assess, okay, is this worth $500? Is this worth $200? That's it. That's my ranting and raving today.